And welcome back, everybody, to the CENC NJCAAE post show. I am Ramsey Ravis, the most ravishing man on the internet, and I'm joined here yet again by my side by Miss Kari Wave. How you doing, Kari?
Doing so well. We've had a really long day, but it feels kind of relaxing, doesn't it, to be in this space right now, being able to talk about tying it off with a bow. I'm actually kind of excited to do that.
I agree, because considering all the long series that we had today as well, there's multitudes of games across the board, is what we're here to do, right? To tie our day off with the bow and to tie these games off with the bow as well, to give everybody the closing that they want, deserve, and honestly need, Card. So let's just jump right into the games that we had today. Starting off with FIFA, FIFA, not car soccer, actual soccer.
Real and actual soccer. Games 1 and games 2 were ties. It is FIFA soccer, so it's pretty straightforward. I think everybody knows how football works. Game 3, Beat MD took the lead. And then in game 4, I guess Klopp decided to take his revenge and strike back here. Yeah. Christopher Lopez, Klopp. I get it. I understand how names work. And then game 5 was Beat MD scoring a goal literally at the very last second, right before the game ended.
Notice as well that they both played Liverpool the exact on both sides, so that tells me everything I need to know about them as people. Is I literally
what does
judge
that
you
mean?
exactly. It's based upon the football club that you both support and pick within FIFA. That lets me know. Okay, cool. You're probably like super pressing. You probably wear ascots or something.
Oh, here comes that last minute goal here.
You
Oh,
see
here we go.
it? Last second.
Yay!
Golazo! And then we just
Yes!
hold it for 5 minutes the entire time. and that's the entire broadcast. We just say,
Just for the next 3.5 minutes.
Exactly.
And then on to NBA 2K.
Yes, ma'am. So let's play and let's go down and play some basketball.
I'm ready. I love Space Jam.
Wait, no, that's not where the okay.
It's the
that's
same
okay.
thing. It's the same thing.
You know what? You are exactly right. It is the exact same thing. Right? Now we started off series really hot. We saw that BG John Doe, he played the LA Lakers. Actually obsessed Chatty Nick there playing the 76ers too. So I respect the hustle and the play. The Lakers came out absolutely swinging. It was quite a little bit back with what we were mentioning, right? It was close games. It was close games. So no one's getting like 20 to 30, which is we don't want to see that around here. We want to see respect. We want to see good 3-pointers, and we want to see solid rotation. Because look at this, man. It's clean layups, good passes, and actually solid defense. Sorry. From across the board, almost at the half court.
Yeah, and it's actually quite the upset that Big Londo actually kind of took this particular game with the LA Lakers versus Chatty Nick, who was playing the Philadelphia 76ers. And it wasn't actually expected. Big Londo was the underdog here in this particular game, but it turns out that Chatty Nick still had a little bit of life left in him. Yeah, after being able to adapt to Big Londo's strategy, Chatty Nick decided to strike back. Londo decided to switch to the Bucks, but it's still not enough to hold Chatty Nick back. And Chatty Nick did dominate, took the series home. So.
Yes, man. You saw that the adaptation came through. It didn't necessarily matter whether he went down to the Bucks, the Lakers, even back to them too. He's still clean sweep though. The 76ers still got it. Now only if they were just that good in real life, maybe the Eastern Conference would be a bit more exciting. But
sick burn.
That's just my opinion as a Raptors fan. So I really have no real opinion on this matter though. But moving on forward, right? That was all the actual other real sports of the day. Let's get down to the other esports going on. We got pew pews and guns. Moving on to Rainbow Six Siege card.
I actually love Siege. It's such a fun, intellectual game of cat and mouse, and this was not any exception to that. Map 1 went to all 15 rounds, which there's a recurring theme so far that we just keep pushing the rounds out as far as possible. pushing that schedule out as well. But the reality is that Irvine went ahead and took this 8-7. So that's a close game, and especially that's got to have been really nerve-wracking. Map 2 was closer, but still Irvine. Kind of a sweep, honestly, in terms of Irvine making it 7-4. And then Map 3, who do you think won Map 3? I'm going to give you 3 guesses. Who do you think won Map 3?
Is it, was it perhaps Rainbow or Six, or was it Siege?
It was Irvine, damn it! Irvine won 7-3, as we were expecting.
You didn't give me a multiple choice. You
Mr.
did not
Siege.
give me. You didn't give me options, Kari. I don't know what I'm supposed to pick. Don't see. This is when it comes down to the fault of the teaching in the classroom. Don't blame the student because you blame the teacher because he didn't give them the answers, which is really and realistically what matters, right? And like you saw that continue on across the board. Though it was a little bit back and forth in between for the season matches, but consistent, finding good angles, and the post plant steps from Irvine was so good when they placed the walls, the shot through the walls, like you're mentioning, right? And the barricades that they had going on into the early game pre-setup as well. Really well done out of them. I was genuinely impressed to see the gameplay throughout. And considering this is our 3rd day, right? The competition keeps getting better and better, and more intensity goes throughout. But speaking of intensity, we have SSBU, that being Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Right after that, they slew of video games, and the absolute bangers don't stop coming, Kari.
No, they never stop coming. The years start coming and they don't stop coming, as the famous philosopher Smash Mouth once said.
Stop it. Stop it right now, right?
So you might remember Ray from the Pokemon battle between them and I can't remember their colleague's name, but it was Miracle. So it was Ray and Miracle having the Pokemon battle. It was just 2 colleagues having a good time, sending their best out, and Ray was the best that they had to send out. And genuinely, like, you know that a game is serious when they do actually end up using multiple character swaps to have an ideal, like, damage to mobility to utility ratio to try to get that edge. But it wasn't meant to be here for Derek. Ray was the one who ended up being the victor in the end, and I'm a huge fan of Fox players, so Enderman can suck it.
I just want to say, bro, anybody who's brave enough to play Steve in an actual competitive game for Super Smash definitely has my heart, because like playing Steve in such an intense situation is so hard, and you keep seeing that he keeps executing here with the RB, bro, every single time. But you're brought it back with Snake, you're gonna get back and forth, but the traps cannot be set up, especially in the Fox matchup. You see, Fox is just so fast. He's not gonna get baited by the grenades more often than not, though. But like you mentioned, right? Ultimately, by the end of it, we saw Fox only got the win, though. But between these 2 players, the intensity, the rivalry, and the friendship, I find, genuinely does grow, right? Because you know that when you face each other for the first time, you think, okay, it's gonna be a good time, and you actually bond over competition. This is where I find true esports happens, Kari. Not through handshakes and wins, but through the eyes of the players.
Yeah, and you know what? Milkery and Julu had quite the scrap, actually. Not doing a lot of swap outs, honestly. I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, Milkery felt very dominant and very confident in their skills, and that showed. Julu, who is kind of you got the question mark at the end of your name. You're not 100% sure where you are, or what you're doing, or why you're there. And that's kind of what happened in this 4-0 sweep from Ray.
Look, man, bro, I respect all good players, but if you play Puff, man, like, it's just like, especially to clean out the series, bro. Come on, guys, you're like, I know there's so many characters in Smash, and yet you resort to Jigglypuff too. It understandable, but it still makes my heart sad.
Sometimes you gotta do it to him, Sometimes you just gotta do it to him.
And that's fine. Still 4-0s though. Like he had a very, very dominant victory for himself. And now with that being down for Super Smash, let's move on to our final game of the night, the Invitational for Call of Duty Cold War. presented by Proper and Visions Casting too. So get some homies of mine when they hopped on the mic though. Bakari, this series and just for all of Cold War were very competitive.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that we've got Irvine once again being extremely dominant. In the first episode, or first episode, in the first round of Search and Destroy, it seemed like Duchess really was actually just gonna steamroll Irvine and just take everything for all they were worth. But Irvine actually did a really great job on the hardpoint and control maps, and managed to make a good comeback. So even though Duchess had a very dominant beginning, it turns out Search and Destroy is all they're really particularly good at. So practice your other maps, make sure that you have good rotations in your scrims, and you're not just doing one thing. Great job, though. Again, Irvine showing that they have some very serious and very real talent. I'm very excited to see what the future holds, especially on the finals on Sunday. So, yeah.
This was actually the final shift card. So this is all Donzo, Bonzo. By the way, at the end of it, you saw that they were able to take it at the end. And honestly, so much of what it came down to, especially within the rotations of the hard point, was how their subs actually controlled just close quarters from around the areas where they were actually setting up at, right? Consistently, although the series was super back and forth between Duchess and Irvine, right? Like we were saying before, it was much closer, I find, than many people were expecting it to be. Came down to good rotations. And then look at this phase right here, right? The way they controlling the side areas, moving to windows, and how they have the 74s playing around the outers, watching for any flanks, and making sure they're winning out on these duels, because that's ultimately when it comes down to the control that can be just implemented to allow yourself the maximum point game within the hard point.
Yeah, especially with control points. A controlled house is your house, so that's all you got to say about that. You keep it together and you win, you can take it all. So,
as Florida would say, welcome to my house.
That was pretty good. Okay, we've been trying to slip them in subtly, but that one was too good. I think that you deserve some. I think you deserve some applause for that one.
Thank you. You know what? I will hold for everybody in chat to applaud me as I sit here in silence and take it all in. Thank you. I don't deserve this, but I realistically and genuinely do. And so do the players on Duchess and Irvine for making it so back and forth, especially playing on Raid as well, which I find can be such a flip map between so many of these teams though. But big congratulations to all the players that brought the heat today, man. It was so fun to watch. Y'all definitely played y'all's heart out, and I could feel it, right? And not just because I was playing Persona 2, I definitely felt my heart out as well. I don't know about you, Cody.
No, I definitely felt the tension, and I felt the exhaustion, and I felt it's all about the mental, especially in esports. And at the end of the day, whoever has the strongest mental generally outlasts. And that was definitely especially true with Cold War. So I'm actually I'm very happy with the outcome of that.
I am as well. As we have the finals brackets here for you all to see what checked up, what went on, and where we are as of right now, right? Looking at this is for the FIFA one as well. Garden City coming out on top up against Nassau, which is the game we saw earlier today. So big congrats to them. Really well done. A really tough bracket that they eventually had to move through, right? But we're seeing it, but all these games, ultimately somebody had to win. And moving on forward, looking at the other brackets for NBA or the National Basketball Association 2021. And you can do it every year. Chadley Nick was the one we saw, like we mentioned. I said 76ers came out absolutely swinging, and no amount of adaptation could genuinely defeat them, Carter.
Yeah, no, I'm actually Chatty Nick's ability to adapt to basically any strat that the opponent actually takes on, and no matter what the team is, no matter what stats they have and whatever they're stacking and bringing, Chatty Nick really seems to actually understand the game on a level that I'm not sure. I don't know if we're gonna see any competitors there ever. I don't know. It's fine. It's good. We're good.
I mean, we'll find out though as moving on over to the next bracket that we have. Which was for our six. So neither Rainbow nor Six nor Siege won, but Irvine Valley did win. Irvine Valley did win. We saw very close games, though, considering how back and forth as well as really good controls like we were talking about, Kari.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Siege.
Woo! Yeah, and then across the board, like you also mentioned, we also did see Smash here today as well, and along with that Cold War Invitational. by the end of it, with Irvine winning so many of these titles. It's almost like the school is good at esports. You might want to quote me on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whatever they're gonna do with their program in the future, it's gonna be incredible. And speaking of incredible, we do have to thank our sponsors. So I'm just gonna go over this list real quick here. We've got Barbasol, Lenovo Legion, Death Wish, Athletes Unheard, Reveal Suits, K Yao, Carolina Ale House, HyperX, love those guys. I Buy Power, E-Team sponsor, Larry and Lenny's. And you know what? Funny story, I actually tweeted about one of my cats eating my HyperX headset. She ate the lining out of the inside of it, and HyperX just sent me a bunch of stuff. They sent me all this stuff.
Wow.
So, thanks for letting us have that commercial break. But we do want to touch on Rocket League before we head out here.
Yes, man. Rocket League also played the semifinals today as well. Like now between Jackson and Lincoln Land, though. It's this, by the way, this series too was not necessarily as close as I was expecting it to be. I thought it usually would have been a lot more one-sided, Kari, consider that BO3, but. You know, we saw Jackson came out swinging right at the beginning. Can I just say, bro, all y'all using octanes, like, come on, y'all gotta be able to change it up. Wow, it's almost like they're playing soccer, but with the vehicles.
Soccer, but with cars? It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. But yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think that this was going to be as dominant a performance from, what was it, Lincoln? Yeah. It was a dominant performance from Lincoln. Although, like, I think Jackson started out so strong, but once again, I've talked about your ability to maintain your mental throughout very long, particularly long, grueling rounds they become more complex as you start to ramp up in competition. So ultimately, Lincoln Land showed a very, very good Outlast. So
I played that game before on PC. I was terrified.
Outlast?
Yeah. It scared the bejesus out of me. But this game exactly made my heart race almost as much as the games you saw here today, considering how many of them went to overtime again and again. The Lincoln Land coming on top, swinging yet again. But remember here, folks, so with all these games being played today, we do have more games for you tomorrow, along with the award ceremony as well that we have tomorrow to crown the winners. As for Sunday, we got all these finals coming at your faces. Cardi, let them know what we got going on.
Yeah, Sunday we've got the Super Smash Brothers final. I'm so excited. That's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Wait. 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we've got the Rocket League finals from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Listen, this is a loose schedule. We all of these teams have just been pulling out as many rounds as humanly possible. So, if you show up and the wrong game is playing, please stick with us. And then we've got the Overwatch final from 2 to 4 p.m. That's going to be so good. We've seen so many clutch plays during the Overwatch during everything ramping up to Overwatch. And then we've got the Valorant finals, the big game, the game that everybody's talking about from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I am so excited because after that, we have an awards ceremony. It will be so fun. It will be so, I promise fun. I promise my 3 cats and fun.
I will pinky promise right now by myself through the screen that it will be fun, though. I always imagine award ceremony are like the ones that, when you win Mario Kart and then you're just driving around the tracks and just hand out trophies that says you're first, like, you're just driving around like, ah. Yeah,
I wonder if production can get that spun up where we can put the faces of the players on little Mario Kart characters.
On the little track? Yeah. I would love nothing.
They've suffered enough, Ravi. They've suffered enough. Let's leave production alone.
Don't you mean have fun enough? Cardi, speaking, which we do, of course, want to give a massive shout out over to production, K-Tac, Colton, Cole Scoots, and everybody else with the squad too, making us look good, and every other cast look good for the entire day. We know, sometimes it was tough calls today, a lot of back and forth, but they stuck it out. Thank you for sticking with us as well. It was an absolute blast. Remember, friends, like we said, tomorrow is our final night. So you definitely do not want to miss this. But the Collegiate Esports National Championship. Gonna be absolutely banger. 4 games, 4 titles, many winners. We'll find out who it will be. But until then, I have been Ravish, that's Kari Wave. We'll see you all tomorrow. Peace. Pew, pew.